Canberra Metalheads.
The Archives.
Me and You Season 2. Alright, let's kick it.
Hello and welcome to the interview section of Canberra Metalheads. You got Marky Malphas
and JDecay.
And got the guys here from special Heathen Fest edition of the show. We've got many... That's right, a bunch of Canberra band representatives. Starting from left to right, we've got...
Kim, vocals and guitar, Black Mountain.
Sick.
Daniel here, bass in Black Mountain, vocals, guitar and whistle in Auld.
Cool.
I'm Nick from Unholy Vendetta, lead guitarist and vocals.
And I'm Reece, the guitarist of Beast Impalor.
Cool. Good to have you boys on the show. Got a few that have been on here multiple times, and Reece and Nick both first times. So that's it, man. I knew at some point I'd claw you into the show, man. It's like it only took getting a band back together, like to get you on the show, Nick.
It's been like 6 years, but yeah, back together just to get on the show, bro.
Yeah, that's it, man. Well, you know, it's a good excuse to get you on here. And Kimmy, you've been on the show multiple times.
Yeah, mate.
Yep.
I like it. I'll keep coming back.
Cool, man. And also, you were on the show a fair bit with the pre-Necessor with Chromatic Death as well, which is pretty cool. I've seen you on that one a couple times.
Yeah, that was all right too.
Cool. And
Yeah, no, that's good.
Solid 6 out of 10.
Yeah. It's got Kimmy's approval on it. That's cool, man. And yeah, Dan, obviously we spoke about Auld. We actually featured the single Hollow Muse, or the first track from the new album.
You did?
Yep.
It was exclusive. It's since come out on other platforms, but yeah, you guys got the first listen.
That's right, man. And Reece, there's one thing in common with all that, and everyone's playing at Heathen Fest.
Yes.
So yeah, everyone's on that as well. Is this I think this is the first time Beast Impalor done a South Coast gig.
Oh, we did a gig in Bateman's Bay once with Lagerstein. One of the best gigs we ever did.
Yeah, sick.
Yeah.
And where was that, at the Mariners or wherever?
Yeah, the Mariners.
Yep.
Yeah, I think the only reason it took off that night was because there's absolutely nothing to do. So when there is something to do, everyone flocks to it. Because it was one of the best gigs we've ever played.
There is a fairly solid following of, like Beast Impalor's got a decent following down the coast. I've heard it come up multiple times. I think it's part of the reason why you guys came up for Heathen Fest, because it kind of, there's a requests for it and stuff for you guys, so that was cool.
Yeah, no, we're happy to play it.
Yeah, man.
We got a black metal bill, so we wanted the most cult possible band, which is obviously Beast Impalor.
And because Red Bee couldn't make it.
Yeah.
I love the guys from Red Bee, actually.
They're good.
But yeah, man. So you got that gig coming up. So Heathen Fest on the 1st of June. Kimmy and Dan, you guys have been down to the Waterfront for a few gigs in the past.
Played there
mate.
twice.
Yeah, this will be the third time, and it's always been sensational.
We did
looking forward to doing it again. It's going to be awesome.
We did the first Heathen Fest back in 2017.
Yep.
And then we played at a Blaze in the Southern Sky earlier this year. So
Awesome. And this is the first Auld gig?
This is the first Auld gig down at the coast. We played once previously with Christ Dismembered here at the basement.
Cool.
So we're in Auld. We're all really excited about it.
Excellent, man. Yeah, like I said before, in one of the previous interviews, you get a good cross between Black Mountain and Auld, and also Kimmy, like, peeking into the band, seeing how things are going. You watching stuff progress. I heard you guys, I've seen on social media that you guys are throwing down some more tracks as well.
Yeah, we got a 3-track EP coming out called Petrichor and I, which we're sort of chipping away at. It's mostly done, and Hollow Muse is the first single off that. We got 2 other tracks on the way. And I was in at S02.EP33 just last night throwing down some vocals, and some whistle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
We had a bit of a drama with sound come through the electrical board.
Yeah.
So we'll probably have to redo that take, but
The photo was good though.
yeah.
To be fair, that's
We
what the
plugged-
first take's for.
We plugged our phone into the same power board
The charger,
as the
yeah.
microphone. And so it had like it wasn't properly earthed.
Mm.
And all you could hear is like through the whole thing. But we found a really, really good delay to go with the whistle.
It sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's huge. I was very surprised. First
Still
time I
progress
recorded.
no matter what.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you went down to record like Auld, but you ended up getting a really cool black metal backing track with like the feedback sound.
Sounds as cold as fuck. Eh?
Nice and staticky.
Is
It's pretty much the electrical equivalent of a cabin in a forest. So
yeah, yeah, cool. All right, so first bit we'll feature on is a bit more on Beast Impalor.
Oh boy.
Obviously, been the first time we've had you on the show and had a feature with anything to do with Beast Impalor. Do you have a what was your last show? I remember seeing.
Oh god. I can't even remember.
It wasn't that long
No,
ago though.
it
I
wasn't
think
Quest Fest. It was some.
there was one between now and Quest Fest that you.
Omnium Gathering.
That's right. Yep.
Gathering.
Yep.
Gather 'em.
Yeah, Gather Room with Orpheus Omega and stuff. Yeah,
Magic.
that was a good gig.
Magic the Gathering. Yeah.
Yeah, Magic the Gathering.
It's- oh
I
man.
picked up the dick.
But yeah, that was the last gig we did.
Yeah. So again, how was that, man?
That was very good. I couldn't stick around because it was a weeknight, so
Yeah,
I had to go around. But I can confirm from our keyboardist Tim Brown, he said Omnium Gathering were very
Awesome.
nice.
Yeah. So you got Tim Brown. Who else is in the band?
We got Adam Klukas and Andy Reid.
Cool.
And yeah, if you've seen us, you know we still don't have a drummer.
And I think you guys
Hey,
have
man,
been.
that skeleton goes all right.
I know. I forget what is it? I can't remember what we named him. He's had several over the years.
I feel like you guys are the longest running request for a drummer, like in the scene. I remember actually, speaking of Chromatic Death, I think they did the shout out on that show for anyone that had a drummer to hit you guys up. So
Oh, yeah.
like it's carried into the new show. like
Yeah.
just gonna do a quick shout out. Anyone that wants to drum, just hit them up, man.
Please do. Message the page. We're desperate. But yeah, no, we were surprised how people, well, not cared, but accepted that we didn't have a drummer.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, we just thought because we were reluctant to begin with it, but we're just like, well, got to play gigs, and we want to.
Yep.
We'll make do. We'll see how it goes, and it's turned out better than we expected it to. But obviously, we still prefer the live action.
Yeah, man.
An
You
actual
guys have been
drummer.
holding it down for years.
Hell yeah.
You're
Yeah,
always- you're
We're getting a
always-
bit storyful at the moment,
Yeah,
but we're
well,
picking up.
You know, you
Once
guys
we get the
have it
CD.
down for years. Always sounded good. Always put on a great live show, man.
One-
Support.
One of the
And-
tightest bands in Canberra
Yeah.
to see live.
Oh, without
It's because the drummer never messes up,
Yeah.
so we just have to listen to him.
I think that's probably aided by the fact that you have that sort of integrative use of backing track
Yeah.
stuff and the keys and it all.
Yeah.
So it doesn't stick out having a drum track as
Yeah.
opposed to a live drummer.
Well, that's
Whereas
the
if you had
idea.
a more sort of, I don't know, like a power trio or whatever, then it really does show.
Well,
It sticks out if you don't have the live drums. So
Yeah, that's why you try to jump around and distract you, the fact we don't have a drummer. Because we've had people come up to us and go, oh, I didn't even realise until I looked at the drummer. I was like, oh, it's a skeleton. We're like,
Yeah.
okay, that's good. That's what we want to hear. We want to make you forget that we don't have one.
Jeez, that bloke's skinny.
Especially with the
Wasn't that the
sound,
same dude that drummed for Spinal?
especially with the sound system here at the basement now. It's like way better.
Yeah.
They can mix it very well with everything else.
his corpse paint's amazing. It's amazing how he's done it so you can see right through.
Yeah, straight through his soul.
So have you guys been working on a new release?
Yes, we've been, well, I wouldn't say we, but Tim's been working very hard because he's the recording guy for us at the moment because he's got all the gear and whatnot. So for the upcoming EP, which we don't have a release date because we didn't expect it to take this long. But yeah, EP, Goblin, he's working hard at it. We've nearly finished vocals. So after we get all that done, hopefully we just edit it, send it off, mixed, mastered, release.
Hells yeah.
Yeah, so
And,
be patient, it's coming.
Excellent, excellent. So we're going to cue into one of your previous songs that you've got. If you had to choose out of your songs that you've released, what would it be?
I'd probably go for something a bit heavier, so I'd say Voodoo Corpse. Give that a go. Oldie.
Cool.
Good old oldie.
Closing out the track listing there with Auld and Hollow Muse. We've featured that on the show before. And we mentioned at the start that you're recording some more stuff to surround that track in like a bigger release.
Yeah, we got the 3-track EP coming up. Did the last recording on one of the other tracks last night. Hopefully get that ready to show off to some people soon.
Yeah,
but
we were kind of planning on having it ready for Heathen Fest.
Yep.
But we've come a little bit short. Not enough time to get prints and masters done before then. But, it shouldn't be too long after I'd look on your big cartels and things.
Yeah.
Because it'll be quite soon.
And, we've got some other gigs coming up after Heathen Fest that we should hopefully have some more stuff to sling at. So.
Yeah. What shows?
So we're playing at the Potbelly on the 15th of June with Chud and Fatigue, who we played with at the Christ Dismembered show for the Metal United Worldwide Canberra show.
Yep.
Cool.
That should be good fun. And
That
then
sounds
Metal
alright.
Ruse. Shout out.
yeah, those guys go pretty hard. And then on the first Friday in July, we're playing for the Stone Sovereign their Canberra stop on their tour of Myth and Madness. And I believe our Beast Impalor playing that one as
I believe
well.
so.
And Arcani, who played here for Quest Fest. I think that
Okay.
was their first gig.
Is it
Right.
Arcani or Arcani?
I believe it's Arcani.
Arcani. Alright, cool.
That's how I heard.
It's all metal bands are just
Yeah, it's one
too
of those
difficult.
things. At least you can read
At least,
the
yeah, at least you
logos.
can read the lettering.
Leviosa, not Leviosa.
Yeah, some of my friends came to the Canberra, like the Christ Dismembered show that we played at, and the one thing they said was, "Hey, I can read your logo." So
Yeah, man.
I was like, "I'll take that as a compliment."
I love it when you see a poster and underneath every logo it has just the name in standard text. So
Yeah.
You've never played in a grime band. If you can read my logo, then I've done the wrong job.
yeah, dude. That's you've seen all the memes of like the pile of sticks where they're like,
That's more
Oh, yeah,
black,
this is my new
black
band.
metal
black
side.
metal side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love when I'm like working out in the garden and you pull out like a whole bunch of knotted roots. You're like, "Oh yes, wild organic grown logos, ethically sourced."
Organically good.
Oh man, or like you see like a fake leather chair with all the cracks in it.
Yeah. Every variation on that meme has made me laugh. I've never seen one that hasn't made me chuckle because it's all true.
Oh man, yeah, cool. So that's the recording with that, and also are you going to be playing those songs at Heathen Fest? Those 3 tracks?
Yes, we will be. We will be, and possibly either a surprise cover or a 4th original that we're almost got sorted. So it'll just depend on what we want to do at the time.
Sick.
Cool. And for everyone that hasn't listened back to the previous episode of featuring Auld, which they should if they haven't, what makes up the band? Who's in the band?
So we got myself, vocals, guitar, whistle. We have Craig Novak on bass, Josh Smith-Roberts, who is also in Black Mountain, plays the other guitar, and Aaron O'Carroll on drums. So
Who we interviewed last time, which is cool.
yeah, all Canberra
What up,
metal scene
Aaron?
stalwarts. So
Every time.
every time.
Sorry. Never gets old for me.
Stop hating and I'll stop saying.
Dude,
Sorry. Aaron.
anyway, that's a method that we use to see whether he listens to the podcast.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I heard you were talking
thanks
shit.
for listening, Aaron.
Yeah. You're a legend, bro.
If you really want to piss him off, say Aaron.
Aaron.
Oh.
Aaron.
Yeah, Kimmy wins at that voice.
Aaron.
I love
Anyway,
you, bro.
Aaron, if you're listening, Beast Impalor's looking for a drummer.
Is that for after he quits?
Yeah,
Auld?
yeah, because of this episode. Oh man. Anyway, no, excited to have you guys back on the show, especially after you released that album. Because I've seen some cool artwork from you guys. I really like the I like the style of the band. Even the logo looks sick.
Yeah, shout out to Moonroot Art, who did both our logo and the Heron piece, which we've got some merch coming hopefully soon. I believe he also did Beast Impalor's logo.
Yes.
I know that
Yeah, I'm
because
pretty sure he did.
I found him through Tim after being like, "Hey Tim, who did
Then
your
that
logo?"
would be the case. he took care of that. But we
He's
enjoy it.
a great artist. His page is unbelievable. So, yeah.
Excellent. There's some really rad art that goes around, like, even a lot of the local bands. You're just like, whoa, man, like, that's some, like, world scale art that's going into, like, a logo.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. And you see a lot of cross promo between bands, like, oh yeah, you guys did this shirt design, that guy did our logo. It's cool to see.
And
we were lucky enough to get Marky Malphas from Devourment to do the art for the Unholy Vendetta shirts.
Yeah, man.
And we were so stoked because he doesn't like give out to everyone. We have a pretty good relationship with him, and he was like, man, I really want to help you guys out.
Yeah.
And did the artwork for our first design.
And couldn't have been happy with the artwork either.
Man, so good. And our drummer did our logo. But he's amazing as well. But just being able to have that on that t-shirt, I think we're like, a lot of people like collect his merch.
Yeah.
Like, so we have like different collectors from around the world being like, hey man, you've got the rarest Majewski shirt out there. Can you send it to me?
Yeah.
And we're like, we don't have any in your size, bro. And they're like, nah, just give me whatever size you have. I just need that one shirt to finish my Majewski collection.
It only needs to fit in a frame.
I think it's pretty cool how you can have that sort of like community built up around the art or the merch of the genre as much as anything else. Because and you know, I find with Moonroot, a lot of the guys who he makes art for are the sort of atmospheric or folky black metal stuff that I really dig, and has been a big part of what's brought Auld up. So, you know, I've been messaging this guy, Tom Perrott, from a group called Rua, who are a Scottish folk metal band there, who I found because they had art done by Moonroot. And so we've been chatting about like all the Celtic folk metal, black metal stuff, and it's been great. Like, if you haven't heard the album Sovereign by Rua, spelled Ruadh, check it out. It's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Sick.
Awesome, man. So, like, dudes that are collecting artworks, I get excited about the artwork. It's like you wait to hear the band, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Of course, that can be a two-sided thing. There are bands with great art who don't make great music.
Yeah. What do you think of the album? I really like the art. I love the art, bro.
As long as you aspire to live up to your name.
Absolutely.
And you practice.
Some of the practice in some of the Celtic words, like Auld uses, it's like nearly practice just to say the name of the track. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's like the band that I plugged for you guys to play last time I was on, Sayre.
Yeah.
And I've heard 50 different pronunciations for that.
Just see you.
No, it's Sayre, S-A-O-R. So it means
Okay.
it means free in Scottish Gaelic. But
Yeah.
it's just like people look at the word and they're like,
Wait, S-A-O-R?
yeah, and it's
So I'd
pronounced
read
Sayre.
Yeah, I'd read that as like Sayor or
Or
something.
sour.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
So
but like,
Yeah,
so one of our
Sayor.
songs, one of the songs that we do, the song I
Means
finished
free, right?
recording last night, the name's actually in Scottish Gaelic as well, and it's called Farlath Mór. And you look at the words, and it doesn't necessarily look the way it sounds, but you know that's just the way that works with that language. So yeah,
Everything's silent.
That's cool,
Read
man.
everything is silent. It's
Yeah.
not the.
Getting like a lesson on language as well as the band. But look, you think that was hard? You should have seen me listening back to the episode several times to try and find the band. Like, you know what I mean? I didn't write it down. I had to listen to you say it and then
Remember it's spelled
Google.
weird as well.
Yeah,
luckily the song title's in English.
That's to work back from the song title.
So have you guys got anything new, Kim? For the show? New songs? You guys gonna pull out anything?
Man, not really, hey.
We're just gonna leave that. Are you just gonna pull out? Oh yeah.
I don't know what to tell you, mate, but no, we've got nothing really new.
I
think it'd be best-
last time.
Good
And
vibes.
well,
Good
yeah,
vibes.
yeah, well,
What are the other covers you do?
we could,
Throwing a cover. I think it'd be best
We've
to
got a
refer
few
to our
covers.
set as a stable of classics.
yeah.
They're
We
playing a
can say
best of
same.
album before it was best of.
Yeah,
well,
that's right.
our debut release is a best of Black Mountain.
Well, it is to this date. Hopefully, we release something better because that would be nice.
Well, it's coming.
It's definitely it'll definitely be
It
the
will be.
best album we've released yet.
Speaking of song names, on Zuchten Mord, am I saying that right?
Yep.
There we go. The amount of times I've practiced that in the studio before I've done a back announce.
So that means
Yeah, debauchery and murder.
Yeah,
I
in
love
German.
it.
Wholesome. Very Christian.
Yes.
Yeah, it is. It's actually I've had church groups approach me and stuff like.
I love your work.
Can we chat this on?
You should hear it on a Hammond organ. It is unbelievable.
The acoustics. Yeah, cool, man. So you've got some tracks for Heathen Fest. Is there any, like, obviously last time we were speaking, you guys had you were doing some recording and things like that as well. How's that process going? I hear that things are getting.
Yeah, look, the actual recording part is completely done.
Sick.
We're so close to the end now. It's not funny. I mean, this thing's been coming for a long, long time.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we can actually see a bit of light at the end of the tunnel now. It's definitely going to be out this year.
I've got 5.
We said that about our song.
When you said earlier that you were like, oh, it doesn't have a release date because we didn't think it would take this long, Kim and I both looked at each other like, oh.
Well,
that's just a 3-song
good
EP.
news, and that's that I finished 4 of the tracks mix wise, and they're like 98% there, and so it's just mix and then master. So next 2 or 3 weeks, and then print time. So I can't see it being more than a month or 2 before having it out there for people to be able to buy. Plus, I reckon you guys will probably try for some distribution type stuff.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
So there might be a little delay with that, waiting until we have a solid distribution channel. But it should be all out 2 months max.
Same sort of thing as being fashionably late to a party,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like everybody. Oh yeah, no, we'll have it done within a couple of months, and it turns out, no, it's been 2 years.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, it's cool to get it done when you get it done.
Hey man, as long as it's the best product that you can bring out, it doesn't really matter.
Well, we've definitely learned from this, because we're doing it all under our own steam, except for the mixing and mastering. We're going to send that off because there's so much keyboard crap we have to sort with. But we're taking it as a learning experience where we're just going to practice the crap out of the songs when we get up to an album and whatnot, and just go down. I think we've got someone in Melbourne, can't remember who's willing to take us on, and we'll just smash it out in a week and leave it to them, because that's usually how a professional setup band would do. So we're just like, we'll just fork it out.
There's a video on YouTube where I think it's Rob Scallon and Andrew Huang go into a recording studio to record a whole album without having written any of it. So they write the whole album in the recording studio, and you just see the look on the engineer's face when he realizes that they haven't come in with any material, and he's just like, I'm going to kill you. They're in there for like 11 hours or something, and they record 10 songs. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. The biggest thing with all this stuff is that we take pride in what we're delivering.
That's right. And
Is that what Black Mountain did? Just went in and recorded 11 songs?
We have really, we really actually just wanted to make sure that this is the absolute best thing that we could put out. Mm-hmm. So we've been working hard to just make it just perfect so that we're all completely happy with it. There should be no bits where you'll sort of listen to it and go, oh, that could be a bit better. Hopefully, it's just going to be exactly how the songs are supposed to sound.
Yeah.
And that's the only reason it's taken so long.
Oh yeah, no, nothing else. Complete professionalism from us.
Well, you look at Winter Sun. How long it took them to get an album, like another time, what was it, time 1?
Yeah, when is Time 3 coming out again?
We've got to get Time 2 to exist first. But yeah, like 10 years, and he's still massive, so
Yeah,
doesn't seem that big a deal.
Well, yeah, I'm glad that you guys are taking your time getting it done.
A lot of people don't understand how stressful it is to be in the studio and have those, time constraints put on you, and trying to bash things out in a small amount of time. Like, because I run Studio Decay myself, I see that with every band that comes through my doors. You know what I mean? a lot of like professionalism and stuff comes into that, and how you hold yourself and how you get things done. And I vouch for every one of my bands that comes through my door. They all do great jobs, and it's awesome to see a final product like right at the end, you know what I mean? Black Mountain Release will be one of my favorite albums that I've ever heard, man. Like I know I've been mixing it for 6 months and I'm still not bored, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
that's a good
if you're you know, listening back to fresh mixes and it's still sounding good, you know it's going to be profound when it's out. And that's just what you can't release a secondary product because it just makes everyone unhappy in the bands, and then you just don't want to do it anymore. You may as well have that quality product that you can be proud of and it stays with you for the rest of your career.
Well, it should be the feel-good hit of the winter.
Dude, that's a t-shirt. That is a t-shirt.
Cool, man.
Is that going to be the next Black Mountain jumper?
Feel good winter. Oh no, because we need another alcohol pun. So that's because we've had Drunkle Height and Freezing Goon, and so we need another alcohol pun.
Some kind of
I was thinking,
Lageroth kind of thing.
Yes, 7 beers are flowing to my liver, that sort of thing.
Still one of the best
Excellent.
spins on a name was the King Parrot song "Blaze in the Northern Suburbs."
Yeah,
that was excellent, actually.
Yeah, man. Now there's obviously Somnium Nox is on the Heathen Fest bill, but we've got some ties with Somnium Nox with
Ash Allison couldn't be here tonight. Ash Allison used to be the vocalist for Unholy Vendetta.
Cool. Unholy Vendetta.
Great, man, Somnium Nox, killing it.
Yep.
What was that last tour?
Obscura.
Obscura.
Yeah, man, they killed it.
Yeah. That was a rad tour.
Yeah.
Ash Allison's just getting off the back of that tour, so couldn't be here tonight.
Yeah, man, but I'm pumped to play with him in a month or so. Having him do vocals with with Unholy Vendetta and then getting to see him play with Somnium is amazing.
Yeah, man. So, on to Unholy Vendetta. You guys are on the bill. Nick, you're representing the band. Obviously, Jay's in the lineup as well. But it's always good to have multiple members from the band. So, aside from yourself and Jay, who else is in there?
Yeah, we got the two brothers of Brutality. We got Damon and Veros. And, oh, man, yeah.
So we've got the brothers, Damon Fear and Veros Fear. They're killing it, drums and bass respectively.
Awesome, man. Yeah, I seen you guys played with the at the Gates gig, which was really cool. First time back on the stage in how long?
About 6 years, man. Getting to open for At the Gates and The Haunted, man, was a really good step back onto the scene.
Yeah, sick,
had
man.
a great time. They're really nice guys and couldn't have made us feel better about the whole situation, man. It was awesome, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And also, how good was Witchery?
Dude,
Man.
I wasn't expecting
blew me
it.
away, hey?
Yeah, those
The
Swedes
vampire.
have
They were unreal.
flavour.
Yeah, man. Like, I brought someone along to the gig that hadn't seen them, seen any of the bands on the bill. I think I caught you guys just before you stopped 6 years ago. Like, that was when I first came to Canberra.
Yeah, right. So Veros had just joined the band at that point, like
Yeah.
pretty much just for that gig. And then we just sort of went on a bit of a hiatus. We had some other projects that we were working on in that time.
Inhuman Remnants.
Yeah, me and Jay worked on some Inhuman Remnants for a few years.
Punishment.
Bit of Punishment, bit of that too. So Vendetta sort of came about when me and JJ were working in Punishment, and JJ wanted to move like from bass and had these riffs. He's like, "Oh man, I've got these riffs. Check this out," and it just became this whole.
Yeah, man. So originally, Jay, you're on bass.
I was on bass and vocal for Punishment.
Yep.
Nick was on lead guitar for Punishment, and we had a whole bunch of more melodic riffs, less tech, less thrash, and kind of like brought that in. Then I got mauled by a dog. A lot of people don't know that, but I can't actually play bass anymore. Like I've got no feeling in my fingers.
Yep.
So I had to switch over to a lighter instrument. I was playing 160 gauge strings in chud.
Yeah.
And I think there were 155s in Punishment. In drop A, had to drop down, so now I'm like
Had to avoid the punishment.
yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, man.
I literally can't play Punishment anymore. on the bass guitar because it's technically impossible for me. It just hurts.
What did the dog do? Get to your hand or to your mess your tendon up?
If you see, you can see all under the tattoo there. It's all molded.
So I can tell you as the dude that dragged the dog off him, it was going up his arm and going for that through.
Yeah,
like absolutely.
Like
he's a lucky boy. Japanese Akita.
Yeah, I don't want to speak bad about breeds.
It's a bear hunting dog.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. It makes sense that he went for JDecay.
It was just confused.
Yeah, it went for the bear.
Yeah. Anyway, don't want to speak bad about the breed or the the dog or whatever.
It's a bad situation.
Yeah, bad situation. I told it couldn't have any of the sausages from the barbecue that I was cooking.
Like, I'm having some sausages.
I'm having some sausage.
Yeah, man.
And it,
And now I can't play bass.
Yeah. But we ended up, turning it into Unholy Vendetta and Inhuman Remnants, and kind of pull that together. So,
that's good.
I play the 8-string double drop D for Remnants.
Double D.
Yeah, I love my tunings. And drop C for Unholy Vendetta, it's like melodic. Back to that, the Gate Show, man. That was amazing. Got to play with Anders, like my idol from when I was like 14 onwards.
Yeah, and it's not true what they say about meeting your heroes, they're all dicks. Meet your heroes. Some of them are
some of them are rad.
Some are still dicks.
Man.
Some are still dicks, absolutely.
I've done that as well. Because I run a magazine company as well.
Yeah.
But I've met a whole bunch of people, and all that crew was all lovely people, and they were great to meet. And bucket list band for me. I've kicked off 2 bucket list bands in the last 2 months.
Yep.
Well, dude, for me as well, like that aside, now I'm keen to cut my teeth again with some locals down in Moruya, man. I'm keen to play with you guys, Black Mountain, Auld, Somnium. Like,
man,
dude, I'm
just such a good lineup. I'm so looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's a good
And
party.
the
First time
community
I've
goes
actually
pretty hard as well, which is good. So
Oh yeah, they do. They're always animals.
Yeah.
It's excellent.
Man, it's the first time we've actually played
with
together.
Beast Impalor, dude, it's gonna be
Yeah,
awesome.
we're looking forward to that. We've been coming to your shows for a while.
We've seen you around.
Yeah. And the South Coast Metalheads crews, they always put on
crowd
an
always goes
awesome
Hell
party, man. Like that after party's the killer.
That's the best part.
After parties are the killer. If you don't know this, go to the shows, stay at the hotel, and come and join the fucking party.
Yeah.
Because if you ain't at the party after the shows, you're missing half the experience.
You haven't really experienced Heathen Fest
Yeah.
until you're
Stick
there all
around,
night.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of glad we're playing. I think we're playing a bit earlier. So it's
Yeah.
like we can just do that, pack down, get smashed.
Yeah,
Have a
absolutely.
good time, don't have to go
I love
anywhere
that.
else.
That'll be nice.
And the best
those are
part
the best
about-
That's
nights.
what I'm excited about.
Yeah. Plus, we're all in a hotel room. They let us.
Together, sharing.
They let
Yeah.
us. They
Yeah.
let us.
We wear those little caps and the socks hanging out there.
Yeah.
They're looking
Plus,
fancy.
it's my hometown. Like, those that don't know,
The Heathen Fest Hotel.
I'm from Mogo. Well,
Uh.
Lukey the promoter. I mean, he's from the hotel.
Yeah.
At one point in his
Born
life.
and
Yeah,
raised.
yeah, he stayed there for a while. He was
stayed
saying
there.
that.
Yeah.
Just Inhuman Remnants, Nick, you played a guest spot with Inhuman Remnants recently for the
Yeah.
Anel Nafrak show.
Yeah, so I recorded on both of the CDs as the lead guitarist, but I thought I'd come back when they got the Sydney support.
Yeah. National support
National
for
support.
Anna Nathrak in
Yeah.
Sydney.
Well, I knew the bits. They needed a guitarist, and I thought I'd rise to the occasion.
Yeah,
it was a
that's
fun gig, and those guys from Nathrak are awesome dudes as well.
It's like a niche.
Excuse me, sir.
Are you guys going to bring the violence?
Yeah, can you please bring
That was
the
the most
violence?
unusual question I've ever been asked, let alone by another band playing on the night. But yes, Anel Nathrak, I'm going to bring the violence.
Anything for you, sir.
Yes, sir. Yeah,
Are you guys going to come and drink with us after?
yeah.
Oh
No,
yeah, it's going to be a good night tonight.
It was a great night.
Perfect,
Absolutely.
man. It's like by writing those first, you did the first 2 albums with Remnants, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. So by the time you guys were doing Solipsis, I was long gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys, you wrote that with like sweep picking
Yeah.
in it, and now it's like you have to be a sweep pick player to be in Remnants.
Yeah, I was trying to
pretty
find
much,
you.
yeah.
You made it a hard job, bro.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, y'all. Any future guitarists for Remnants, I apologise.
Well, dude, I appreciate it. And look, when you were playing the other night, I seen seen some of the picking and like solo technique that you bring into the stage even with the other bands. So it's good to see so much talent spread across multiple bands. Like spreading the picking.
Spread the talent. Spread the talent. Just gotta spread the talent. Well, with Remnants, there was an element of brutality there that, like, for Unholy Vendetta, it's more about the melodic. You got to really nail those melodic kind of leads, as opposed to just being super brutal and doing as fast as you can in as short a period of time.
Yeah, and
you know
both
what I mean?
of us singing at the same time and playing. It's kind of, there's that blend and that kind of, you know, you got to balance it. And giant balancing act.
It was
by a hard job to feel from Ash Halcyon.
Yeah, man.
It's a
The
big
guy
hole
wrote
to
a lot
fill.
of content for Vendetta, and I'm just trying to fill his shoes, and it's hard even with both of us.
Yeah, massive props.
Yeah, dude. I actually seen your bass player had a punishment shirt on, so I'm like, oh, cool, that little
OG.
Yeah. We got Heathen Fest was in the gig guide as well. That's why we're doing this episode. We have a bunch of bands on the bill, but some of them we couldn't. You know, they're not Canberra based, so hopefully going to get a chance to catch up with those guys. I mean, as a group, how cool is it that they've got Hobbs Angel of Death on there?
That's massive, actually.
Yeah.
You know, like, Hobbs they've always been amazing, and getting to play with them is a massive thing, I think. And
after so many years too, I think Luke was saying it's like 10 years since their last gig. And also he was saying that like from what is announced, that's the only gig he's got booked for the foreseeable future. So it's cool to have like that niche one-off.
Special occasion.
Oh,
yeah.
I know a lot of people are coming down from Sydney.
The
Sydney thrash scene, man.
There's a lot of people really interested in that.
Maybe 30 or 40 peeps from the
Just
Sydney
from
metal
there,
scene just to see Hobbs.
I think when I checked yesterday for the hotel...
What's the capacity at?
It doesn't matter. It's outside as well.
Oh, hell yeah.
They just open the doors up, man, and then people can be outside. Well, they only let people in the door for the capacity, but the outside's fine. I think that's got like another 200.
Yeah, I don't think
I'm expecting to see people like just coming up out of the water with the goggles and the snorkel on.
I heard you was playing Hobbs.
That actually kind of just brings to mind memories of an Inhuman Remnants film clip. Tony coming out of the water.
Yeah, that's it. Were you down, Nick? Were you at that filming?
No, wasn't, sadly.
You weren't in the band at the time. I was just because do you know I nearly was in that video as a zombie, but I didn't know anyone at the time, so I didn't get a lift down because I didn't get down.
So I think at that time I had some different stuff that I had to work on at that time. So that was just as I had left the band. And I think Glennie was in the
Glennie held it down from Never Trust a Bunny inside the exterior with Toddy and Dave Jacob. And what else? He's in another project. I'm sorry, Glennie. Shout outs.
Yeah, but he held it down.
He held it down.
Yeah, man. No, I actually remember that. You know how sometimes you get, if you're looking for something, you'll search for your messages, like on Facebook or whatever. I actually seen the messages which I was sending to someone to try and queue up like a lift down there. Because at the time I wasn't. I was driving like an old full drive that wouldn't have made the coast trip.
Man, if you would have hit us up,
I know. I
had like 7 seats.
Dude, in my mind, you know how you're like, I can't ask the band. You know what I mean? But like now I know, dude. Now I know it's like I should have just asked the band. You know, in Human Remnants, you guys working on any other video clips or anything like that?
Man, we have.
There's an interesting shirt, I believe.
Oh, we won't mention that on the radio because, Anyway, in hell,
podcast, however.
But we definitely got three new clips coming.
Yep.
We're gonna shoot them all at the same time. I don't want to give too much away, but think Mannequin Challenge, think Harlequin and Tony Dabrowski. Think what you like. and some silk dancers. So that's the 3 clips.
Oh, sick.
Should be pretty fun. We'll be doing recruitment for the Mannequin Challenge. definitely looking for anyone that likes to crowd kill and or get their mosh freak on, because we got the still camera and we're gonna try and get everyone moshing in the Mannequin Challenge.
Damn it! I missed my calling as a zombie. Now I got to up my game to get in an IR video.
You can be the doorman.
There we go.
Yeah.
The door spread across the table that people body slam at parties off the roof. Yeah, man. All right, well, that runs us through the upcoming gigs, bit of history about the band. Everyone's excited for Heathen Fest by the sounds of it.
Yeah.
First time you've been on Heathen Fest, Reece and Nick. Have you been down to a South Coast gig yet?
I have not.
Cool. So
I'm super keen.
a couple of first times and a few veterans with Jay and Kimmy and also Dan. But yeah, thanks for coming in on the show and having a chat about the bands and also the upcoming gigs. Excited to see how it all goes on.
Hell yeah,
Yeah,
man.
no, it's going to be good.
Thanks for having us. We're looking forward to putting on a good show.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for having us too. And everyone get down.
That's it. 1st of June.
Early.
Get down, get early. I heard that, actually, that's what I was going to say before. The hotels are pretty much booked out. I think you need to actually, on the website it is, so you need to call the venue to see if they've got any available rooms, because I had a look on there and the hotel next door is nearly full too. So it's...
And if not, just hit up one of the bands. I'm sure there's some floor space.
Yeah,
Someone always has a mate that's got a coast house somewhere.
Yeah.
So
That's the advantage,
especially
isn't it?
Canberrans.
A lot of
we
people
steal all
do.
the property down there.
But there's also a bunch of other hotels in town, and I know that they have the courtesy bus that does trips towards the end of the night as well. So definitely call around if you can't get a room at the venue, because there's plenty of spots available. Yeah,
And they're cheap.
that's right.
That's Moruya.
Yeah,
Don't worry.
yeah, man. So
Not saying that Moruya's bad, just saying that
It's cheap.
I feel
it's
affordable,
affordable, man.
Yeah.
cool. Closing up. So we got the next track, which is Bastardizer with Crimson Trenches, and a side note, we'll be playing some Cucklord later on in the show, so if you guys haven't seen that dude before, be able to listen to some more of his stuff, and if you're going to be at Heathen Fest, you better see him live.
Yeah, old mate Sergeant Cuckles.
That's it, man. So, thanks for coming in on the show. You've been listening to Heathen Fest Special Edition episode 54 here on Canberra Metalheads.
Skate, yucca, bam!